What up, everybody? I'm Chungo, and welcome to the Nando Bros. So guys, this is a little bit of a different video than what you're usually used to here with us. But as you guys know, with it being 2026, a new year, we decided to expand our content a little bit. And of course, what better way than to talk about music a little bit. So as of this recording is January 31st. That officially makes it one whole year since Hurry Up Tomorrow's official release. That's right, today marks the 1 year anniversary of The Weeknd's, not only finale of his latest trilogy, but the overall finale of The Weeknd. Obviously, you know, he announced prior to this album's release that he's going to be making music. He's going to continue making music after this album. But as far as The Weeknd goes, Hurry Up Tomorrow officially marked the final chapter of The Weeknd. Now, obviously, to this day, the best way I could describe Hurry Up Tomorrow is it's grand. Like, the way that After Hours was tragic, the way that Dawn FM was psychedelic in a way, that Hurry Up Tomorrow was grand. Like, it's the grand finale of not only, you know, like I said, not only of that trilogy, but, you know, of The Weeknd overall. So obviously he had to go out the most incredible way possible, and he did. So that's pretty much what this video is going to be about. Today, we're going to be ranking all songs on Hurry Up Tomorrow from, in my opinion, worst to best. Now, of course, if you guys do end up liking this type of content, you want to see us do more album rankings, just overall artist ranking, and pretty much anything music related. If you guys want to see more of that, do let us know down in the comments below. Obviously, leave a like and all that stuff. But without further ado, let's hop into our ranking, at least my ranking, of Hurry Up Tomorrow. Now, before hopping in, we're obviously gonna exclude I Can't Sing and Until We're Skin and Bones, because those are just pretty much like less than 20 seconds, so we don't really count those. But anyways, let's hop in. Number 20. And if you don't, I hope you enjoyed the fucking show. Let me know, baby. Now, unfortunately, something had to come in last place. With how great this album was, there had to be at least one song that had to go to the bottom, and unfortunately I had to give it to The Weeknd and Future's latest collaboration. Now, these two have had a lot of great tracks together, including that of obviously Low Life, Coming Out Strong, and my personal favorite, Double Fantasy. But yeah, this one, especially in comparison to the rest of the tracks on Hurry Up Tomorrow, like I said, something had to come in last place, and unfortunately it had to be this one. Anyways, number 19. Now, before you come at me with your pitchforks in the comments, let me explain. Like I said, this album was amazing. This track was amazing. However, it is really only carried by its first half. Like, once it reaches that section where it's like, you know, obviously, if you've seen him live, especially on this recent tour, you know, obviously that transitions into The Hills. Like, after that little section, if you know what I'm talking about, the rest of the song is just like, okay, now I'm just waiting for the next track. And like I said, it has an amazing first half, but the rest of the song, like, it pisses me off because, like I said, I love the first half. The second half just like doesn't compare it to the rest of the song, you know. But anyways, number 18. Now, I guess you could kind of count this one as like an interlude, if you really want to call it that. Like, it doesn't really have like a full song kind of vibe, you know. But like, I don't know, there's something about this one, like, it is jammy. Like, if you play this, like, you know, on a late night drive, like, it's definitely one of those like late night drive kind of songs. I can say the same thing about Giving Up on Me, obviously, but like I said, with that song, the first half is what really carried it. This one, it was fairly short, and, you know, it was vibey overall, but that's really all I can say about it. Anyways, number 17. Okay, forget what I said about the last track being like interlude vibes. This one's more like the interlude vibes, because, yeah, I checked the runtime of Can't Wait to Get There. Yeah, that was like 3 minutes long, so that's basically a full song. This one was like a little under 2 minutes, so I guess you can kind of count that more towards interlude vibes, but yeah, really not much else to say about opening night. I mean, it's a short track, but it's definitely one of the more vibey tracks on Hurry Up Tomorrow. Anyways, number 16. Now, in most cases, I would have shown the music video for this, but if you know, you know. But yeah, when this track first dropped as a single back in like late 2024, I'll admit I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But now, obviously, after having given it a few re-listens, obviously when this album first dropped, you know, hearing it the full way through, and obviously after hearing it live twice, I will admit this track has definitely grown on me. Now, obviously not the best track on the album, but it's definitely one I will definitely wouldn't mind putting on Ox every now and then. Number 15. The track that officially kickstarted this era. Now, if you ask a lot of people, they know that I'm not the biggest fan of Cardi, but I will admit, this is definitely like one of those tracks where it's like, okay, I could tolerate him. That and Rather Lie, obviously, off his recent album. But yeah, Timeless, honestly, it's one of those songs where it's like, obviously it's now amongst one of his most streamed hits on Spotify and across all streaming platforms. But like, it's also a song, like, you know, there's obviously always songs where it has a lot of streams, but yet not a lot of people like it. But this is one where it's like, I actually like it, like, despite it having the many streams. And I'm not being one of those people who, you know, says that, oh, a lot of, you know, famous hits are just bad. Like, no, I'm not one of those people. As a matter of fact, if it's famous for a reason, right? But yeah, Timeless is definitely one of those tracks where it's like, yeah, I can see why someone would put this as their number one, but personally, I think there's a lot better hits on Hurry Up Tomorrow. Number 14. Now, in my opinion, not only is this one of the most underrated Weeknd tracks on Hurry Up Tomorrow, but I would definitely say this is one of his most underrated tracks throughout this newest trilogy. When I first heard this song, obviously that first little half, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this one. This may be the weakest. But then obviously once it really kicked in, and obviously the rest of the song played out, I was like, oh wow, this shit's cinematic. And obviously once I heard that last little bit towards the end, I was like, is that fucking Daft Punk? Obviously it wasn't Daft Punk. It was this guy. I can't really pronounce his name right now. But apparently this guy also worked on the score for Scarface. Abel, how the hell did you do that? Obviously I kind of have an idea how you did it. But anyways, yeah, definitely one of the most underrated tracks throughout Hurry Up Tomorrow. Number 13.
Just hold my heart, be close to you.
Just absolute cinema. But on a serious note, I've not heard all of The Weeknd and Lana Del Rey's tracks together. I think the only one I haven't heard was one that was off Lana's album. The other two I have, but oh my god, this one, especially hearing this live, especially as the opening, that shit was incredible. Now obviously it's not, you know, amongst one of my favorites on the album. It's still a great song, but there's obviously a lot more cooler songs on Hurry Up Tomorrow. Number 12. Now, like Big Sleep, this in my opinion was one of the most underrated tracks off Hurry Up Tomorrow. And not only that, like Big Sleep, I think this was definitely one of his most underrated tracks throughout this newest trilogy. Like, and also if you really listen to the lyrics, it actually, believe it or not, is not technically him that's talking. It's technically his mother talking to him technically. Like, if you just go back and listen to the lyrics, you will hear it. But yeah, definitely another underrated track. Number 11.
And I hope you go for me like I go for you.
Now, I'm gonna have to be real. This, like, it's still, Cry For Me is still a great track, but it has gotten a little bit overplayed for me. So that's pretty much the only reason why I would have it this low. Like, if it weren't for that, I would definitely say it is still top 10. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I loved every single track on this album. But yeah, Cry For Me, yeah, that one unfortunately had to go right here. So, number 10. All right, now we're starting to get into the really good tracks of Hurry Up Tomorrow. Obviously, I loved every single song off Hurry Up Tomorrow, but like now we're starting to get into the good ones. And Niagara Falls was definitely one of those great tracks. Especially hearing this live. I will obviously bring up the fact I've heard a lot of this live. But yeah, definitely one of the not only catchiest ones, but definitely one of the best ones. There's really not much else to say about Niagara Falls. Number 9.
Don't you let me down.
Now, I may get crucified for this opinion, but in my opinion, this was definitely The Weeknd and Travis Scott's best song together. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Skeletons, I love Circus Maximus, like I like those songs, right? But there was something about Reflections Laughing that just, I don't know, there's something about it. It's like, maybe it's the guitar in the beginning, maybe it's like the slower pace compared to the rest of their collaborations. I don't know what it is. This one was definitely like the best one out of all of The Weeknd and Travis Scott's collaborations. Number 8.
Give me mercy like you do.
Now, coffee commercial aside, if you know, you know. This was definitely, in my opinion, one of my favorites off of Hurry Up Tomorrow. Like, there was actually, believe it or not, a time where I thought this was the weakest track on the album, but after giving it a few more listens, and I really started to actually listen to it, I was like, you know what? This is in my opinion like one of the freaking best ones he's released in a minute. Like, this is definitely one of the best off Hurry Up Tomorrow. Now, as far as like his full discography, that's a video for a whole nother day. Obviously, if you guys enjoy this one. But yeah, Give Me Mercy, definitely an underrated track, and I feel like it definitely deserves a lot more love. Number 7.
I've been baptized in fear.
Another great track from an equally great album. Like, this is definitely another song you have to sing at the top of your lungs in order to like really appreciate it, you know? I may or may not have done that a few times ever since this album dropped. But yeah, really not much else to say about Baptized in Fear. It is truly, like this album, an amazing track. But yeah, number 6. Okay, I know I've said that a lot of tracks on this album are underrated, but this, in my opinion, has to be the most underrated track off Hurry Up Tomorrow. Like, the first time I heard this, I kid you not, like, I felt my soul just fly around the room, you know? Like, I was just like, this shit's incredible. I hope he plays this. Unfortunately, he did not play this live. But that will now lead into the next track, and where we now enter the top 5. So, number 5.
Falling in love again.
Bro, let me tell you, the transition from Baptized in Fear into this track, that is something that you just had to... Actually, no. Matter of fact, I'm going to play... so this is the second time around. I'm going to play, because I did catch it, the transition from Baptized in Fear into this track. Trust me, you'll love it. Now, obviously, there is a massive difference between, obviously, a studio version and a live version, but regardless, both incredible songs. Number 4.
So I see heaven.
God, like, what an amazing way to not only end, not only the album, not only the trilogy, but to end, like, the character of The Weeknd overall. Like, this was the greatest way to do it. I will admit, here on the channel, I will admit, I cried the first time I heard this. And also, on an off-topic note, it does actually remind me of a good friend who actually I took to see The Weeknd the second time around. Yeah, so 2 days after we saw The Weeknd, because we saw him in Nashville, right? They actually moved to Arizona, and I have seen them since then, but you know, they're one of those friends I just miss every day. So, but extremely off topic. Great way to end this album. Number 3. On the contrary, Wake Me Up was an incredible way to start this album. The Michael Jackson inspiration obviously being that of Thriller. Let's see, I'm trying to think what else. Like, just overall, this was the best way to start this album. I say this was his best, like, out of all his projects, this definitely had the best like opening track of all time. So, and also it was incredible to hear live as well. I won't show it here. I just wanted to only show the live version of Baptized of Fear into Open Hearts. But yeah, number 2.
Take me back to LA.
Like I've said countless times throughout this ranking, Hurry Up Tomorrow has a lot of great songs. And Take Me Back to LA was like one of those songs where it's like when you finally hear it for the first time, because mind you, this song was first leaked like I think 6 years ago at this point, 5-6 years ago. When this song first leaked, a lot of people were like, dang, this is incredible. But now obviously hearing it on the album itself, 10 times better. And it only makes it to number 2, which now leads us into number 1. Finally, we reached number 1. Now, without a warning, the reason why I always say it's the best song, it perfectly encapsulates like the overall, not to say theme of the album, but like the overall meaning of the album, this being the grand finale to The Weeknd. And this song just encapsulates it perfectly. Like, how do I know tomorrow's coming? Like, those lyrics alone is like, again, overall, Hurry Up Tomorrow, overall as an album, was just incredible to listen to from start to finish. And yeah, that's at least my ranking. I don't know if the other members will do like their own ranking, but this was our first ranking video here on the channel. So if you guys made it this far, I do appreciate you guys. Like I said, if you guys do enjoy, and if you guys do end up enjoying this type of content and you want to see more, please do like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. And as always, until next time, peace out.